Well, welcome back to Against the Grain Living, where we do things the hard way just for fun. So, we're here Saturday, what is it, February 8th. We finally got quite a bit of snow at the house here that I decided to throw the blower on the tractor. So I dealt with that this morning, did the driveway. Tire groomers are at the house here, packing trails in preparation for Family Day weekend here at the house, which Family Day is next weekend. I'm gonna have to come home and do a repair. I broke a slider there. 3 bolts. The bolts are still in it. The plastic just wore through. I might even try to block one side of the big tire with some leftover plastic from my boat build, so that I can have one side easier to tow than the other, so it doesn't accumulate snow in case the conditions aren't good for grooming. Like today, nothing's really been packed around here, and it was a tough tow, even towing the tire ones. We're gonna have to get a new hook. I just threw the chain link, the connecting link on there. I had a quick snap that I broke last time at the property grooming. So we got fuel on the Scandic here because the logging operation hasn't been up there in a month, and they're not plowing into where I've been unloading. So we're gonna run this setup. This is a little electric snowblower that's been in the basement for a number of years. It was just to do the deck and stuff like that, but I don't really use it. It was actually for my dad before he put a covered deck on. One of those things I never gave him back. But we're gonna have to use the new Honda. That's the parallel one. I tried it out, it works. Gonna get some hours on it. The reason I have to use the Honda, I have an F-150 that has onboard generator, 2,000 watts, similar to the Honda. But this is what we're driving, not my truck. So yesterday, Friday, coming home from work, 2 kilometers from work, I had a lady cut me off and a T-boned her, so the truck's out of commission. There's a 3-lane one-way road. We're all heading the same direction. She was in the center lane, and no signal, no nothing. Wanted to turn left on a side road in front of me, so I got her right in the driver's door. No one was hurt. It was just single occupants in both vehicles. But my truck is out of commission, and Enterprise said they don't give you a truck with a hitch to tow anything. So I started getting my old setup out to load the Scandic in the back of this truck because it doesn't have a cap. And then when I was crawling under the truck, took the ramps up, I noticed it does have a tow hitch. Now they say you can't tow with it. I don't need the trailer today. I got all this stuff out, so I'm going to throw the sled in the back. Now this is a short box. I went from an 8-foot box to my 6.5 on my 4, and now I'm down to a 5.5. So we'll see what the Scandic looks like sticking out of the truck. But we're gonna try to get all this in the back seat. Scandic on the back. I don't know how long it's gonna take me to snow blow a turnaround for next Friday. I want to haul the my wood stove in, my cook stove in. So I'll put the Scandic in the back of this truck, hook onto my trailer with the carry-on toboggan, and the wood stove's going to be all strapped down nice on the toboggan. That's going to be my setup for next weekend anyway. So I need to get a turnaround in there for my truck and my trailer, which is fairly long. And anyway, we're going to get this all loaded up, get the tractor away, get up there. All we're doing today is grooming, because we got another up there like 20 centimeters of snow this week since I was in there last grooming on Sunday. So I have to keep on top of that trail in order for me to be able to get heavy loads in. So that's what we're doing today in preparation for getting the stove in. Anyway, we'll touch base with you up there, or maybe I'll give you an update of what a Scandic looks in a short box. There's a little EcoBoost with a Scandic in it. Got the snowblower in the back seat, generator in the floor of the passenger side up front. I just double checked underneath that there was a 7-way pin, as well as the hitch for my little trailer up there is 7-way, because I put reverse lights on that trailer, so 4-way wasn't enough. Anyway, we're gonna go get some food into us and grab some drink and head on up there and get this little turnaround snow blown. I'll probably unload the sled, run in and out with the sled quick, then come back out and deal with the parking spot and turn around. And then maybe my initial tracks will have time to set up by the time I'm done blowing all that I can try to drag the steel groomer on the logging road operation. I can't go. It'll just be my packing down the tracks the rest of the way in from where I've been stashing the metal groomer. It's just too heavy, and when it's this sugary snow, it packs up deep on that steel groomer. I'll show you the packing plate all full of snow. I might bring that back out at the end of this hauling season and put a deflector on the front to try to prevent as much snow from piling on it. It's handy if I want to bring snow with me somewhere to fill in a bad spot, but there's also snow off to the side of the trail, so I don't really need the haul around snow. If I can prevent that, it'll be much lighter to tow. Anyway, we're gonna head on up there. We'll meet you up there. Well, we made it into the build site, knocked off the snow after the Shelter Logic. Got some stuff packed down around here. The loggers came up this week and fired up the dozer, and they plowed for me, so no need for the Honda generator or that little snowblower. So that saved me some time today. So I did all the logging roads up and down twice already. Now I'm gonna come in the rest of the way here and go back out and hook onto the groomer and see if I can groom what I did early on, what I packed early on with the sled. And then so I'll go out to the truck with the groomer and back, unhook it. I think I'm gonna come back in over this trail one more time because I won't be dragging a groomer. So I really want to make sure the back half with all the hills has been packed good for Friday. 6 days away now, so hopefully we don't get any fresh stuff on it, and I'll be able to just run right in with the load. If not, I'll come in with the sled, leave the wood stove on the trailer, pack, and then go back and hook onto it. But I'm gonna, so after I'm done all that and get back into this point, I'm gonna head over to the trapper's cabin. Haven't been there all winter, so there's not really a trail over there. I put in a real crude trail that's maybe 80% connected from here to there. It's a bit of bushwhacking, but the Scandic's really good at that. And we'll go out, check out the trapper's cabin, and then we're going to try to make our way out the south on the creek and tee up back to the sled trail and then into the truck again. So a little bit of an adventure day today instead of a work day. That's all right. I'll take that after the disappointment last night. Anyway, we'll touch back in later. Well, here we are, coming up a hill. Spun out. Skis in the air. Got to turn a little. Can't turn, get off the center of the trail. So we'll shovel off all that weight. Use a kinetic strap to get it moving again, and I'll be able to have this sled up there a little flat. And then we'll go back to the truck. We're on our way to the truck from where I was keeping this. Go back to the truck and we'll eat lunch and let this first pass set up, and maybe going back up the hills on the way in, I'll have some better traction. It really needs the night to set up, but we'll see if lunch is enough to help us. We got ourselves a Amazon kinetic rope. I think it's a 20-footer. Came with 2 soft shackles. I ended up putting steel shackles on either side because they have a larger diameter. Try to help out, and then just to try it, I threw a soft shackle on here because I've never used those before. So I think this setup's rated for 2,500 pound equipment. Like it gives you like way more rating. Yeah, 9,000 pounds, but you triple your rating, so they recommend it for 2,500 pound setup. So it should work for this. We'll see how 20 foot of kinetic rope works. I've just been using like 3 foot section of kinetic that's intended to take the shock out of tubing behind a boat all this time. It's worked. We'll try this. Fortunately, I don't have a tripod or nothing, so I'll just give you a summary on how it worked. Well, I'm not going to say that I didn't get stuck, but we got everything groomed all the way into the build site, which I wasn't planning on doing today. So, like I said, usually it's best if I can pack right over it too wide with the Scandic, the trail, let it sit a day, and then come up and groom with the tires or the steel groomer. I can only ever get up here one day a week if I'm lucky, and yeah, it'd be nice if I could groom twice a week, but the logistics and life requirements don't allow for it, so I struggle when I do come up here. Anyway, the groomer actually did much better on the single track at the end of the skidder road. I don't know if it's just had more paths on the exact same section, or what I actually think it is it's so much rougher that the groomer empties out every hump and I get no snow weight on. I didn't have to shovel the groomer off at all coming in from the skidding road, but going out to the truck where I was hooking up that kinetic Amazon rope, I did a lot of shoveling. Because the dozer made it perfectly level, all the cutters and everything are always engaged in the snow, and it just keeps cutting and building up, and then it just gets so heavy. I can usually still manage on that because the road's way wider and I can carry more speed. But because I'm trying to pack and groom same day, I couldn't get any speed. If I get going faster, sometimes all the snow and stuff spills off the side. Anyway, we made it all the way in here to the turnaround. I have my gate locked. I'm going to go out this way. It could turn into a Jer Venture. I'm not planning on that to finish the day out. I'd like to be back to the truck within half an hour and load it up. So I won't be driving over top of my nice groomed trail coming in, so it should have the week to set up. I don't know what the forecast looks like for fresh snowfall. I would actually enjoy it if we didn't get anything at all, and then I'll be ready to go here on Friday. So we're gonna load up, head out that way, and we'll see you next Friday. I'm not sure what the date is. Another 6 days here. Let's get that stove in here. Just meandering over to the trapper's cabin. Quite the rub on this tree. The Scandic is amazing at this. Like there is no trail anywhere. I just look for somewhere that's 30 something inches wide and go through, and it goes. So there's never been a sled here up this winter across this way. So I don't know what we have for snow. It's probably it's mid-thigh deep, jumping off the sled, and we're gonna just keep meandering in that direction. Whew, out of breath there. Just about got cliffed out. So that's what I was having to come down, and then it's similar on the other side. So usually I poke up through there, and you've seen that on footage before. There's a massive 2 poplars crisscrossed up there. There's enough snow to get over a certain spot, but I couldn't get there because of the other one. So then I bushwhacked all across there. Cameras never do slopes justice, but I trampled down a little bit of a road there to try to stay up because it was only half the snowmobile width. Anyway, front ski made it about there, and then we started coming down here, and I stuffed the front end in there. Wasn't too eventful. The Scandic was able to drive out on its own, but I'm standing down here on the low side, and I could barely reach the throttle because the snow was deep and the slope. Anyway, should be smooth sailing from here, other than slushy water. going down the edges of the creek, and more trees across the trail. The only thing I have is the little hatchet and a handsaw in there. I didn't even bring the battery, Milwaukee, but nothing like a deer adventure. Well, we made it to the trapper's cabin. Fair bit of snow on it. It'd be nice to get back up here and spend some time. Probably not this summer. The next one, maybe Weston will be old enough. Come in with me. Anyway, this will be the last time I touch in, unless I have a catastrophic failure on the way out. I don't know what it is, 4 kilometers out to the truck from here, something like that. Oh, and 4 kilometers to the sled trail, where it should be fine from there on. So these next 4 kilometers are unknown, and no one's been in at all this winter, so I'm breaking trail right in the thick of it. Well, these past half hour would have been entertaining if I had a GoPro. So lots of trees across the trail. If I were to guess, there's probably 27 or so. Some I could drive up and over because of the snow, and they were laying right down. This is my 3rd ramp over a log I've built with snow. And there was a big tangled mess back there, 100 yards, that I had to actually just push through the tag alders and get down onto the swamp and the creek, right along it for a ways until all that mess, I got by all that mess and then poked my way through. So some serious bushwhacking. Anyway, we got 3 swamps, and as long as there's no more trees for the couple 100 yards on the other side of those swamps, Nick's getting a face full. Anyway, she's trucking right along. Basically, as long as you don't spin the snow out from underneath her, she'll walk out without you on it. Pretty impressive machine. Keep running into messes like this. Looks like I'll be able to snake around just fine though. Well, it's Saturday, February 15th. Yesterday I had a day off up at the property. I was supposed to be hauling in the wood stove, but on Thursday night, the night before, or Wednesday into Thursday I should say, we got 12 inches of snow up here, so would have been a suicide mission to haul in the wood stove in those conditions. Would have been able to pull it off had that snow not come. So I was rolling some footage that I took yesterday, but my phone was still connected to my truck and there's no audio on any of that footage, so I'll overlay some of the video side of it, but there's no audio. So I ended up having to shovel out a spot up there because of that big snowstorm, and the loggers hadn't been up there. So that was most of my day, and then the rest was just packing in with the snowmobile so that I can get back up and groom. So here, it's family day long weekend in Ontario. I turned it into a 4-day weekend, and we were supposed to be busy with family and friends at different cottages in my place, but because we're expecting another foot of snow, everything's been canceled except Monday. So here I am modifying my tire groomer so I can get it back up to the property with a foot of snow on Thursday and a foot of snow today into tomorrow. That big steel one's not moving anywhere for a while. So I bolted on a bar here to try to prevent my trail from being a U with these. So if I flip this over, it might cut a little bit. These back 2 tires are shorter than the big tractor tire, so it might not engage in the snow too much. I was just trying to get rid of them pivoting in the center of those 2 rear tires like a hinge. And then because this setup still collects so much snow and gets so heavy, I had a piece of plastic almost big enough to go on the tire there. As you can see, I kept the gap at the back, and I just crudely cut it out to the bead so it was sunk down in there and there was no leading edge to catch the snow. And then I just put some screws all the way around. And I'm going to put this over and try to fix my broken slider that helps keep it from sliding sideways down hills when I'm on a side hill. So the other one's still intact. I have a bunch of old used ones on the shelf. unbolt the 3 bolts, put the new one on, and then I'm going to try it out here in all this fresh powder in both orientations. Anyway, I'll roll some of that footage of up at the property yesterday, and we'll touch back in maybe next weekend. I might be able to get up there tomorrow and try to get the trail ready for the next weekend to haul the wood stove up. Anyway, we'll see ya. We have some snow up here. I can't imagine another foot here in a couple days. There's a good 30 feet, 40 inches on top of that IBC tote. And the platform's holding quite a bit. Me standing beside it here, it's above my belly button. Wow, there's an 1.5 inch board on the flat there, 8-inch beam, 2x12 on a saddle, on a pier off the ground, and we're right level with it. So I started adding all that up, and this thing's, I don't know, 8 feet at the peak, and it's blown in beside it and off the roof, but it's deep in here. Even though green on that green tarp over there is quite a bit of snow. Anyway, we're getting everything packed. We're gonna go in and out once more, shovel snow away from the tent here, and then that's it for this one.